Hey YouTube, this is the Average Aussie, and today we're going to have a look at my Strikeforce collection. So, a few of the items anyway. Here I've got them all laid out. Now, in my search for Strikeforce pieces, Strikeforce gloves, I've come across a few really interesting bits and pieces. Let's have a look at some of them. This is an Everlast Strikeforce prototype glove. I've got a pair of them. And when Strikeforce was first coming around, obviously they start marketing for a glove manufacturer, and it looks like they first went to Everlast and had these prototypes done. These are the same gloves as Bellator used. I think it was Bellator's second version. They went to Everlast, and to this day they're still using Everlast gloves. These are really cool. They've just got Strikeforce logo placed on there. Quality of these is pretty average, but they're a cool little piece. Some guy ended up having a big pile of them. Maybe he had most, if not all, of these prototypes, as they never went into production. They never actually used them in the fights. So, a pretty cool little pair I picked up as far as the history goes. There were 3 versions of gloves that they used. The first version I don't have, but they're extremely similar to these. This is the second version, and they're Fairtex gloves, Thai Fairtex gloves. And the only difference between the first version and the second version is the logo. The first version had a slightly different logo to the second. They're a cool looking glove. They've got a bit of a fist molded shape in them. They're really stiff gloves. They're really hard. I like the way that the fingers extend all the way to the edge of the thumbs. Edges of the thumb, so when you've got your fingers hanging out, there's a lot of protection for them. They're quite comfortable as well. I might just chuck one on and give you a look. They're pretty comfortable to wear. The quality is very good. They've got a nice lining in them, so they're easy to slip on and off. They've got that elastic there to hold the hand on. This is not normally the size that I would wear. I think this is an XXL, but anyway. So the fit isn't great, but they do feel quite good to wear. A pretty cool glove. Quality all around is really good. The stitching is good. The design is quite good. Like I said, they're pretty stiff. You'd hate to get hit with one of these for too long. But all in all, a really cool glove. So that's the pair in red. Also here I have the pair in blue. Second generation. A really cool glove. And then they moved on to the third generation, which is actually Century-made gloves, just like UFC gloves. So the same guys that are making the UFC glove right now made the third version of these, and it makes sense because the UFC bought Strikeforce. This is probably a cheaper and easier option for them. These can be picked up on the secondary market really cheap. So that was the blue pair, and I've also got the red pair. Still a really cool pair of gloves. You can usually pick them up for 20-30 bucks without too many issues. So this is something cool I picked up just the other day. You've been looking at it, I'm sure. Signed by the card poster for the Diaz versus Daly fight, and the co-main was the Melendez-Kawajiri fight at Strikeforce. Massive Diaz fan, loved this fight. When Diaz got rocked, he looked like he was going to get taken out. He came back up, ended up catching Daly on the chin and knocking Daly out. I think it was the second round. All action, stood toe to toe the whole time. Great fight. So got all the signatures of everybody that fought in the card, and it's actually double because that was the same card. It's just 2 posters for the same thing, so that's pretty cool. Now here's something special that you've probably never seen before and you might never see again. Strikeforce, and I didn't even know about this until recently, but Strikeforce did some kind of Muay Thai or kickboxing set that they sold, and it came with this headgear, this Fairtex head protector. It also came with a pair of Muay Thai gloves that had the Strikeforce logo on it, just like that, but I haven't been able to find them. I only knew of one person that had ever seen any. But when I saw this pop up for sale, I had to grab it. That's a really cool piece that goes along with sort of the version 2 gloves. So guys, we got the prototype gloves that were never actually used, version 2 in blue and red that were used in the fights. We've got the red and the blue version 3s and a couple signed by card posters. Hope you enjoy it. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments. Like, subscribe. You're going to get more in the future. And a really cool little surprise for you guys. I've teamed up with a glove manufacturer, and I've actually manufactured my first pair of boxing gloves just to test them out. Now that'll be here in a week or two. I'll show you guys those gloves when they get here. And I'm actually going to start taking some custom orders for boxing gloves. And then I'm going to look at developing my own MMA gloves. So stay tuned. If you've got interest, let me know. We can put something together for everyone. All right. Thanks, guys.